We're making chicken fingers today. So what we have here is boneless, skinless chicken, and I'm going to demonstrate how to cut those pieces into strips. I'm going to start over here. We're going to have 4 bowls. 2 of them will have egg in them, and I'm putting a little bit of milk in with the egg just to reduce the egg effect. And then the next one will have flour, and we'll add salt and pepper to that, and this spice mix, which is extra spicy. And so there's my second bowl of egg wash. And then this is a Japanese style breadcrumb, and it's very, very crispy. And then the secret ingredient is lime zest. And this is going to be really, really yummy. And these cook in no time flat in your oven, and your kids are going to love them, you're going to love them, and you'll want to take them to all the potlucks that you go to. Sounds like it. Now we're going to beat the egg. So it's just a quick action to beat the egg. Pretty simple. And now I'll add about 1/6 of a cup of milk. These amounts are going to vary depending on how many chicken fingers you're doing. I'm hoping that all of this will be accommodated with 4 eggs, because you do 2 dips of the wet, and then the flour that I have here for this step, and then the panko breadcrumbs, or excuse me, the breadcrumbs for the other one. There we go, that's ready. Now I'm going to put salt in here, which I use a salt grinder, you don't need to. And I'm going to put the pepper in here. Now I've put the salt and pepper in here. I'm going to add the seasoning, which is extra spicy. My family likes spicy, so in that goes. And then we'll mix that up so that it's blended, so that when the chicken strips get dipped in here, dusted, they get a good amount of a nice mix in here. Okay, that's it. The next thing to prepare is the panko breadcrumbs. The next thing to prepare is the breadcrumbs. So here's the lime zest. In it goes. And now we will mix it in thoroughly. So just make sure that you have that evenly mixed, so that each and every chicken strip gets a good amount of lime zest. The other thing you can use in here, of course, is orange zest, lemon zest, or another recipe that we like is coconut, shredded coconut. And that's very, very nice, especially if you're serving these with a chutney or some other kind of dipping sauce. Here's your chicken breasts. These are partially frozen. If they're totally thawed out and fresh, they're going to be difficult to slice into pieces. If they're totally frozen, they're difficult as well. But I like them just partially frozen, and then my knife can go through them. Now everybody has their own knife skills, so this is my favorite knife. So I'll be using this knife to slice, and you'll see what my finished product is when I come back. Here's the first package of chicken cut up into pieces. I'm going to demonstrate with one piece how we do the dredging and the coating. So first of all, we go into the wet. So this is just the egg and the milk. Next, into the flour that has the spices in it. Shake it off, back into the egg. And now into the breadcrumbs that have the lime in them for the final coat. And then this goes on my rack. I like the rack because it keeps them off the base of the cookie sheet. That way they brown all the way around. Let's do one more. And then I'll come back to you when the whole rack is ready to go into the oven. You save a lot of calories by not deep frying. I oven bake my chicken strips. They're so tasty and healthier for you. I didn't mention yet, this gets messy. So there you have it. See you in a moment. Here are the chicken fingers ready to go in the oven. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have just over a dozen. And you can see that these containers are pretty much finished. So for me to do a dozen or more chicken fingers, it took 4 eggs, a little bit of milk, about a cup and a half of flour, maybe 2 cups of flour, no, a cup and a half I think, and about close to 3 cups of the Japanese style breadcrumbs. Here's our finished product. So we have chicken strips with a nice spicy mix. They're baked, so they don't have a lot of grease on them because they weren't deep fried. And you can see these marks here. That's because I turned them over halfway through the cooking process. They were like this. I flipped them over, put them back in the oven, and I baked them at 400. And again, depending on whether you're baking from completely thawed or partly frozen, that's going to affect your cooking time. So they should be ready in about a half an hour, but you really have to test them, and it's also going to depend on how thick they are and how long they are. Enjoy!